Hi RJ, my name is Kristen and I'm a physical therapist. From the history you gave me, you have been exercising and lifting weights, particularly doing squats, which has irritated your knees. You've described your pain as being a 1 to 2 out of 10, which is just a constant dull ache. There's a few things that I'm going to have you do, and often with weightlifters, what they're missing is they're doing a good job strengthening but not always stretching. So the first few things I'm going to have you do, the first one is I'm going to have you ice. Ice takes care of any inflammation. The knee joint is special in the sense that it has a capsule around it. So often if there's visibly swelling, the knee joint itself is very swollen. So the knee can be swollen even if it doesn't look swollen. There can be an inflammatory process going on. So what I'd like you to do is ice your knees for 2 or 3 days for 15 minutes on, wait an hour, 15 minutes on, wait an hour, and ice them 2 or 3 times a day for 2 or 3 days. That'll really kind of take care of the inflammation. The next thing I want you to do is stretch. So I'm going to show you 2 stretches in particular that will really help alleviate and take some of the pressure off of the kneecap. The first one is the quad stretch. So what you're going to do is you might need to hold on to something if your balance isn't really good, because you want to make sure you're balanced the whole time. But you're going to grab onto your foot, point your knee down towards the floor so you feel a stretch all the way down through the leg, through the front of the leg, through the quads. You're going to hold that stretch for 15 seconds. And then you're going to repeat it on the other leg. So you can hold on to something for balance if you need to. You're going to grab your foot, knee pointed directly towards the floor, tuck your bottom under you, and hold that stretch for 15 seconds. And you're going to do that stretch 3 times on each leg every single day. The next thing I'm going to have you do is stretch the IT band. The IT band starts as a muscle and then it's a fibrous band. It attaches right here to the side of the kneecap, which is why it affects the knee. So in order to stretch the IT band, I'm going to stretch my right IT band. I'm going to put my left foot over my right, and I'm going to have you bend forward and reach back towards your right ankle. And you'll feel a stretch all the way up the side of your leg here. Again, hold the stretch for 15 seconds. Then you're going to switch to the other side. So in order to stretch the left leg, I'm going to have you cross your right leg over your left foot. And then you're going to reach down towards the left heel. And you'll feel a stretch all the way up the outside of your leg. So again, you're going to do that stretch 3 times on each leg, holding it for 15 seconds. So you're going to do the quad stretch, stretching the front of your leg, and stretching the IT band up the side. The next thing, you had said you injured yourself, you think, by overdoing it while you're doing squats. The knee joint is a sensitive joint, or it can be, particularly in weight bearing. So when we're exercising, we want to take as much pressure off the knee as possible. So with a squat, as soon as you squat where your knees go over your toes in this position, you're putting a lot more torque on the kneecap. Whereas if you can squat down back this direction, keeping your bottom out, keeping your toes in front of your knees, that takes a lot of pressure on the kneecap. So when you're doing squats, it's very important that you come down this way, keeping your knee behind your toes. You should always see your toes, versus this is the wrong way, as if you're coming down like this. So you really have to keep your body weight back this direction. So you should always see your toes. Another thing would be if you're doing lunges, you want to step far enough out and come down that, again, you can always see your toes, that your knee does not go too far forward, that you keep your weight behind your toe. The other thing with weightlifting that you want to protect your knee joint is if you're doing quad sets or leg presses, the same principle applies. So with quad sets, if you're sitting in a machine like this, you want to do a shortened arc through this range and not come all the way back and straight through the range. Anything that your toes go behind your knee, you're putting undue pressure on your kneecap. With functional things like going up and down stairs, it's okay to do, but when we're just doing it for exercising, I would really reduce the stress that you place on your knee joints. So I hope that answers your questions. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact us. Be well.